Good morning. Um, Good morning. Today's lead story in the New York Times is about how Donald Trump is spectacularly corrupt, even compared to his last term. Um, Evidently, he's decided to cash in as Trump 2.0 and just enrich himself. Um, there he is meeting with the Saudi uh, Crown Prince. This is a man who 6.5 years ago ordered the dismemberment of a critical Washington Post journalist in his embassy in Turkey. There's Donald, just delighted to see him in Turkey yesterday, in Saudi yesterday. I guess McDonald's opened a special restaurant just for Trump over in Riyadh. Um, oh my God, the details of the story. The words that keep coming up with Trump's corruption are brazen, unprecedented. So he's just taken this $400 million jet from the Qataris, who's saying that he can use it as Air Force One. But then, when he's done being president, maybe he keeps it, gives it to his foundation, which makes him look great. He's compared that to something that Ronald Reagan did. There's a jet outside the Reagan Museum in California, but that jet was basically at the end of its natural life and being decommissioned. It wasn't a brand new $400 million luxury jet from a government who, let's say, has a reputation for bribery. Remember, they hosted the World Cup. I wonder how they got that. Um, you know, if you look across the media today, there are even sort of moderate Republican outlets, The Nation and so on. They're all saying this is outrageous corruption. There are a huge number of headlines using the word corruption. The Democrats have said there's like really no bottom to the man's ability to be bribed, and yet this is going on in plain sight, and there isn't, frankly, a huge amount of ruffled feathers in the majority of society. That has parallels in other corrupt regimes around the world. If you look at Russia, for example, the president's corruption is just kind of accepted. So, and that's dangerous. It leads to the killing of opposition leaders there, just as it has in Saudi Arabia. It's funny, I Googled Saudi Arabia and yesterday, and one of my tweets came up on the first page of the Twitter stuff, and I was thinking, oh, should I take that down? Because I was thinking, maybe, I mean, obviously the Saudi Arabians monitor people who criticize them, and I was thinking, do I really want to take the risk of just being obviously critical of the Saudi government? And I was thinking, yeah, I do. Like, but the fact that I'm even thinking that, I mean, as I've been reading the newspaper over recent weeks, um, a couple of clients of mine have gone a little quiet. And again, that's because they're watching my reading of the newspaper, and they don't want to be associated with somebody who publicly calls Elon Musk a Nazi, or who calls Donald Trump corrupt, dangerous, sociopathic. Objectively, I think those things are true. And it's funny that the cost of reading the newspaper and just being open and factual about the news in America right now is potentially to your interests. So we are living in a corrupt society. The fact that I'm thinking, oh, should I say that? Or should I not? So that's not what this country was built on. And we talk about free speech. Free speech isn't just so that a crypto bro can say something sexist. Free speech is so that anybody in a democracy can say the president is corrupt and we should impeach him. Now, that's not going to happen because he has such a grip on the Republican Party that there's no way any of those cowards are ever going to impeach anybody. But I certainly think we should be reading the newspaper. We should be talking about it. This meme coin, this coin they made, the Trump Bitcoin, Trump's family stake is worth billions on paper at this point. He's selling access. He's saying, if you invest in the people who, buy the most of it, they can have a private dinner with me. So he's literally selling access. This is just a stain on American history. We should all be ashamed to have allowed this man into office, to have voted for him. And, anyone who defends his behavior at this point is just looking the other way. You're just looking the other way so you don't think about how corrupt he is. and I'm ashamed of it, and I don't think it's defensible. So that's me reading the newspaper, so you don't have to. I'm Matt Davis. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you. I'm sure we'll be back here tomorrow with something equally joyful to read about.